Hey there guys, how are you today, and welcome to my preview of the 2017 USA Grand Prix. Yes, there's so much to talk about in this one, it's unbelievable. So I guess we should get straight into it. So of course the main headline going into this race is that Lewis Hamilton can win the World Championship this weekend. It is fairly unlikely, providing Vettel has a decent race. But obviously it is going to be something everyone's talking about this weekend. In other news, Carlos Sainz has moved to Renault now instead of only moving at the start of next season, as Julian Palmer is no longer in the sport. And also, Hartley is going to make his debut for Toro Rosso, because obviously Sainz going to Renault, and Kvyat is coming in to replace Gasly, who's going back to Super Formula to win the championship. So yes, lots of discussion points this weekend, so now let's preview each team and see what we have to say. So, as for the Mercedes team, of course, Hamilton knows that if he wins this race and Vettel's out of the top 6, he will be the new world champion. So this will make him a 4-time world champion, which would be equal to Vettel. Only 3 behind Michael Schumacher's record of 7, which might be what he's aiming for, but he has said he's not. And the race at Austin, at COTA, has only ever been won, I believe, by Hamilton or Vettel. 2012 Hamilton, 2013 Vettel, and ever since, I believe, at least, it has been Hamilton winning this race. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. And yeah, it's certainly one of Hamilton's favourite tracks in terms of results, and he'll be confident of victory. Although I don't know if I think he's going to be able to win the championship this weekend, because I think Vettel will do well this weekend. Surely his luck is going to turn around. The championship will at least go to Mexico, or if not beyond then. And there's also been, talking of Hamilton, there's also been rumours about him kneeling during the national anthem. This is to do with Trump and some African American NFL players kneeling during the American anthem. So yeah, this is a political point. Let's hope this doesn't distract us from what could be an amazing race. And as for Valtteri Bottas, he hasn't been on his best form recently. He did have a decent race at Suzuka though, and ultimately he wants to help Hamilton out and secure the Constructors title, although to be honest that's pretty close already. They've almost certainly won the Constructors. Moving on to Ferrari, of course this is a must-win race for Sebastian Vettel, because obviously if Hamilton beats him, then Hamilton will just have to beat him again in Mexico to be guaranteed the championship. So this must win for Vettel, and let's be honest, the remaining races, especially this race, Mexico and Brazil, must win, and then obviously we'll have to see what the circumstances are like come the final race if it goes that far. And yeah, ideally he needs Hamilton to have a tough race, whether that means a DNF or a crash or whatever. And yeah, last 3 races have been very tough for the team, and Vettel will want to at least recover some pride, even if he can't recover enough points to win this year's World Championship. And as for Raikonnen, he obviously can just be focusing on helping Vettel in the battle with Hamilton, but surely he won't do anything too aggressive against Hamilton. I can't imagine him taking out Hamilton. I think that's a little bit too extreme. But, you know, with Ferrari, money and, you know, contracts, you can never tell. As for Red Bull, of course, this is potentially a Red Bull track with some really fast corners. Very much an Adrian Newey track. And of course, Danny Ricciardo, however popular he is still struggling to beat his teammate on a regular basis. And of course, that will be what he's trying to do this weekend. While as for Verstappen, was still in quite good form right now. Did well in Suzuka, good result there. Nearly won that race, which should have been his second race win in a row had that happened. And you know, this track isn't too different to the one in Malaysia in terms of layout, to be honest. Some fast corners, a couple of slower corners, some long straights. Why can't Verstappen win? And it will be interesting to see how much of an impact Red Bull can have on the World Championship. They certainly did last season, although I would say they probably helped Hamilton though as well towards the end. In the final race, they could have helped Hamilton and it was close. And okay, it didn't happen in the end, but it'd be interesting to see what impact Red Bull have on the World Championship in these remaining races, even though they've got nothing really to fight for themselves. Moving on to Force India, 4th place basically confirmed now. which shows that it has been a very good season for the team, especially considering there being all these new regulations. For the team to continue on such a low budget and do so well has been pretty impressive. And they also did well in Japan to stop their drivers, Sergio Perez and Esteban Ocon, racing each other wheel to wheel. And now 4th place is basically secured. Will it be allowed again? Will we see some exciting racing there? As for Williams, Felipe Massa still under a lot of pressure at the moment. Of course, there's been the Kubica test this week. I'm not too sure how he's done, to be honest, but I hope he's done well. While Lance Stroll wants to have a strong race to keep Toro Rosso at bay in the Constructors' Championship. I think all the driver changes of Toro Rosso, as I'm coming to, is probably going to hurt them there, and should benefit Williams and help them keep their 5th place. Or ideally, their aim for the season would have been P4. But at least they haven't fallen back too much, as it has seemed a bit in the season. So that they haven't done so badly, and they'll be hoping for a strong race in Texas. Moving on to Toro Rosso, where there's been a lot of driver changes, so I should explain this. Carlos Sainz has moved to Renault for the rest of the season, and obviously now for next season and probably beyond. We knew this was going to happen for next season. We didn't realise straight away that it was going to happen until this season, but it's happened because Palmer has been forced out of Renault, meaning there's a space there for Sainz to go to, and as a result, Brendan Hartley, who's from New Zealand, a rookie driver, is coming in to replace Sainz at Toro Rosso. I don't know too much about him. I'm hoping that before this Grand Prix happens, there'll be a video on my channel talking about him. I have to do some research, see what I can see, maybe leave some comments down below, and you'll be able to help me make my video. And yeah, let's see how he does. I do know he's been in and out of the Red Bull program over the years, and well, this is his big chance on F1. I've heard rumours that he's going to be there to the end of the season, so why not? And then let's see how he does. And then Kvyat is going to be coming in to replace Pierre Gasly, who of course came in a couple of races ago to replace Daniel Kvyat. And essentially Gasly is going to the Super Formula, back to Super Formula to win that. I think he's half a point ahead in that championship. I don't know anything about it, but I know he's half a point ahead. And of course this is now where Kvyat has to really prove himself. If he has a poor race, then his F1 career is over. He needs points this weekend to at least attempt to save his F1 career, but I don't really know where he's going to go from here. As for Haas, of course it is their home race, we want a strong result, and we know Magnussen will provide some exciting racing. Grosjean has had a few difficult weekends, some crashes I've noticed in practice and qualifying recently, both in Malaysia and Japan. So we'll be hoping for a calmer and cleaner weekend from him. And whether that will happen, I guess we'll have to see. But in front of the home fans for Haas, they'll be hoping it goes well. Now, of course, Renault, who are now with Carlos Sainz, is obviously far superior to Jolyon Palmer. But we're going to talk about Hulkenberg first. He's got a proper teammate now that Palmer's Jolie offed, as I might put on the screen right now. And yeah, let's see how Hulkenberg does against a good teammate. Of course, he has been tested against some good drivers in the past, but Sainz driver in my opinion right now, and let's see how Hulkenberg compares. And as for Sainz, of course, lots of pressure going into a new team. Of course, the pressure will only really start next season, but he'll be hoping to make a good first impression, at least no crashes, thinking what happened in Japan. So let's see how Sainz does, and can he beat Hulkenberg? It'll be really cool if he could. As for McLaren Honda, I think they could struggle this weekend with a few long straights. Probably their next chance for a great result could be Brazil, where a very tight and twisty middle sector. But they could surprise us in this race. You can't tell, they could get some points. Van Dorn's been on form. Alonso is, Alonso. We still don't know everything about them lot and how they're going to be. So let's see how it goes for McLaren. I'm rooting for them this weekend to do well, but I doubt they're getting the points. I just hope they finish. Finally, Sauber, probably going to be last in constructors. Of course, that isn't confirmed yet, technically. And I'm going to be focusing on next year. And probably won't get points this weekend. They'll just be hoping for some luck somewhere. What can you say about Sauber? What can they really be hoping for? Of course, I don't think we know either of their drivers next season. and your Verline could still be into Williams, so every race is a chance for him to prove himself. If he's going to get a shock points finish, just a chance for Pascal Verline to do it. And of course Ericsson, we don't know about his future, but we do know he brings a lot of money into the team, so the chances are he'll be able to stay. So, moving on to my predictions, I'm going to predict Lewis Hamilton to get pole position. I think Mercedes has the best qualifying car, while Ferrari has the best race car. That is my opinion of the season. I think Hamilton's going to get pole position. However, I think Vettel is going to win this race to take the World Championship at least to Mexico. And I think Hamilton will be second. So I do believe Hamilton is going to be World Champion in 2017. But I just don't think it's going to happen at this Grand Prix. I think surely Vettel's luck has to turn around now. So yeah, Hamilton second, Verstappen third, another podium for him. Bottas P4, Ricciardo P5, Raikonnen P6. I'm going to go Carlos Sainz in the Renault P7, his first race at the team. Why not, you know? Good chance for him. Hulkenberg P8, so double points for Renault. Ocon P9 and Massa P10, of course, trying to make sure he gets the Williams seat for next season. So yeah, tell me your predictions and anything else in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for my review of the US Grand Prix.
Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this and other types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to say in the comments, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, go and check out the video that should be on screen right now, and come and follow me on Twitter, BigGaming342, and Facebook, BigGaming342, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.